Hello and welcome to the first episode of the 2024 Edexcel Mathematics Paper 1 for higher tier, and this is a non-calculator exam. Alright, the first question says, here are the first four terms of an arithmetic sequence. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. Alright, so what I always advise students is to just rewrite the terms of the sequence. So we have 1, 5, 9, and 13. Alright, so these are called terms. Alright, these are terms, and then this term is on position number 1, then this one on position number 2, 3, 4. Right, so the position numbers here, we are going to denote them by n. All right. Now, how are we going to find the expression for the nth term of this sequence? All right. So the first thing that you are supposed to do is to find the first difference. So the difference between 1 and 5 is positive 4. All right. And then the difference between 5 and 9 is also positive 4. And also here, the difference is positive 4, and this is called the first difference. All right, this is called the first difference. Now, to come up with the nth term, we are going to use the first difference. So we are going to say 4, which is the first difference, times, all right, the position number. If we say 4 times position number, so 4 times position number n, remember we said n is a position number, all right? N is is standing for the position number. So if you say 4 times position number 1, are we getting the first term, which is 1? No. So if not, then we need to do something. We need to do something to this so that when we say 4 times position number 1, plus or minus something or a number, we should get 1 there. So we subtract a 3. So that when we say 4 times position number 1, it will be 4. 4 minus 3 will get a 1. Same here. If we say 4 times position number 2, it will be 8. 8 minus 3 will get a 5. So the nth term is 4n minus 3. So we just have to write it here, 4n minus 3. All right, here is question number 2. And the first part says, work out the difference of these mixed numbers. All right. So how do we work out the difference of mixed numbers? First of all, we need to change or to convert these mixed numbers into top-heavy fractions or improper fractions. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say 5 times 3, which is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19. So we have 19 over 5 minus 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. All right, at this stage, you need to know that you cannot add or subtract fractions unless they have the same denominators. All right, so when you look at these two denominators, you can see that they're different. So since they are different, we are going to multiply this first denominator by the second denominator. So what we've done on the denominator, we'll also do it on top there. All right, we are using the concept of equivalent fractions. So here we multiply this second denominator by the first denominator. And what we've done here, we also do it up there. All right. So 3 times 19 is 57 over 3 times 5 is 15 minus 5 times 5 is 25. Then 3 times 5 is 15. All right, since the denominators are now the same, we can just write one of the denominators, 15. Then 57 minus 25 is 32. So how many 15s are in 32? They are there 2 times, remainder 2 over 15. Right, so the answer is 2, then 2 over 15. All right, Kevin was asked to work out the product of these two fractions. Here is his working and his answer. All right, so this is his working and his answer here. Kevin's answer is wrong. What mistake has Kevin made? Right, so let's just analyze what Kevin did. so that we identify the mistake. Right? So this part is exactly the original question. So what Kevin did here, he converted the mixed number into an improper fraction and then maintained the second fraction. So at this stage, he multiplied 7 times 5, which is 35, 3 times 8, 24. And then how many 24s are in 35? It's 1. And then the remainder is not 9, the remainder is 11. All right? So this is the mistake that Kevin made. So we are going to say the remainder is not 9 when 35 is divided by 24, but it is 11. So he would have written his answer as 1 remainder 11 over 24. All right, the third question says the diagram shows a plan of the floor. So this is a plan of the floor. Petra is going to cover the floor with paint. Petra has 3 tins of paint. There are 2.5 liters of paint in each tin. Petra thinks 1 liter of paint will cover 10 square meters of floor. Assuming Petra is correct, does she have enough paint to cover the floor? You must show all your working. So first of all, we need to find the total amount of paint. So we are told that there are 3 tins, so 3 tins. So we have 3 tins of paint, right? And in each tin, there is 2.5 liters of paint. So we are going to say 3 times 2.5, all right, so that we find the total amount of paint, which gives 7.5 liters. So this is the total amount of paint that is available. All right, so now let's work out the total area of the floor, which this 7.5 liters can paint. So we are told that Petra thinks that 1 liter of paint will cover 10 square meters of paint. So we're going to say 1 liter of paint is going to cover 10 square meters, all right? Then how many liters do we have? We have 7.5 liters as a total amount of paint, all right? So we cross multiply. 1 times x will be x is equal to 7.5 times 10, which gives 75 square meters. All right. So this amount of paint can only paint 75 square meters of this floor. Now, to answer the question, if this person has enough, if Petra has enough paint, we need to find the total area of this. If the area of this floor is going to be greater than this, it means that he has less paint. But if the area is going to be less than 75 square centimeters, then it means Petra has enough paint. So this is a compound shape. We can work out the area by dividing the shape like this. When we divide the shape like this, we can call this as area A, this one as area B, right? So this shape in A is a rectangle, and then if from here to there is 10, and then from here to there is 6, so 10, the total of 10 minus 6, then here we have a 4 centimeters, all right? So let's find the area A, right? So area A is equal to find the area of a rectangle, we multiply the length by the width. So we're going to say 8, all right? 8 times 6, which is 48. So 48 square meters. Then we come to area B. Area B is also a rectangle. We have 4 and 5. So area B is equal to 5 times 4, which gives 20 square meters. All right. Now, to find the total area, right? Total area, we add 48 plus 20, which gives 68 square centimeters. Now we compare this total area of the floor and the total area that the 7.5 liters of paint can paint. So you can see that the total area of the floor is 68, which is less than 75. So which means Petra has enough paint, all right? So we're going to say, since 68 square meters is less than 75 square meters, then Petra has enough paint. All right. If you're with me up to this point, it means you're enjoying what I'm doing. Why can't you subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and share? All right, the question continues and says, actually, 1 liter of paint will cover 11 meters of floor. Does this affect your answer to part A? You must give a reason for your answer. Remember, we found that the total amount of liters is 7.5. All right. First of all, we need to find the total amount of liters. And then if the total amount of liters here, when we use 11 square meters, is going to be greater than 7.5 liters, which is the total amount of liters of paint that we have, then we're going to say it will have effect. But if it is going to be less than, it means it will have no effect. So we are told that 1 liter is painting 11 square meters, all right? Then we are looking for the number of liters is equal to the total area for the floor is, we found that is 68 square meters, all right? So we cross multiply. So we have x times 11 square meters, we'll have 11 square meters x, all right, is equal to 1 liter times 68 square meters, all right? So we are looking for x. We are going to divide both sides by 11 square meters. So we have x is equal to 1 liter times 68 square meters divided by 11 square meters. All right. So the square meters will cancel. What will remain is just 68 liters, because 1 liter times 68 divided by 11, which gives 6.188, all right? So when you look at this amount of liters is less than the 7.5 liters, which is the this as a total. So meaning there is no effect, all right? So we're going to say no effect, because 68 divided by 11 is equal to 6.18, which is less than 7.5 liters. All right, so these are liters. So no effect because of this reason. Question 4. Here is a Venn diagram. The first part says write down the numbers that are in set P complement. So when we talk about set P complement, we are talking about numbers that are not in set P. All right, so set P alone is this one here. This is set P. So they want us to find the numbers that are not found in set P. So let's just remove this set P. This is set P, all right? So set P complement will be these numbers that are outside set P. So let's list them from smallest to biggest. So we have 10, 11, 13, 14, 16, and 17. And how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. All right. So 10, 11, 13, 14, 16, and 17. All right. A number is chosen at random from the universal set. All right. So the universal set, all this is the universal, meaning P and Q are inside the universal set. All right. Find the probability that the number is in the set P union Q. So you need to understand what P union Q means, all right? So when they say P union Q, P union Q, they are talking about the numbers that are making up, or that are forming, all the numbers that are forming set P and Q. In other words, all the numbers that are in set P and Q. So P union Q will be, let's start with the smallest, 10. So this is out. Then 12, all right, 12. So the 12 is out. And then 14, even the 14 is out. Then 15. And finally, 18. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? So they are asking us to find the probability that the number is in the set P union Q. So we know that the probability of a number being found in P union Q is going to be, the numerator, we've said it's 5, all right? The numerator is 5 because these are the numbers that are making the set P union Q. Now, what will be the denominator? The denominator will be the total outcome, adding all the numbers together, all right? So 1, 2, 3. So don't make mistake to count 18 or the number that is on the intersection twice. So you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 numbers in total. So the probability is 5 over 9. So 5 over 9. Question 5. Sophie drives a distance of 513 kilometers on a motorway in France. She pays 0.81 euros for every 10 kilometers she drives. Work out an estimate for the total amount that Sophie pays. All right. So when you talk about an estimate, first of all, we'll round these given numbers that are in the question correct to one significant figure. All right. So 513. The first significant figure is a 5, and then the number on the right is less than 5. So it means that the whole of this number is going to be rounded down. Where there's 1 there, we'll put a 0. Also, where there's a 3, we'll put a 0. So 513 has been rounded down to 500. Coming to the amount, we have 0.81, all right? So 0 is not significant, but 8 is the first significant figure. Checking the number on the right is less than 5, so again it will be rounded down to 0.8 so that we have one significant figure. Then, yeah, the 10 will remain as it is since it's already one significant figure. So to find an estimate of the amount that Sophie paid, we are going to say 500 divided by 10, then times the amount that she pays per every 10 kilometers. Now we can notice that we've used the rounded numbers because we are estimating. So you're going to see that this 0 and this 0 cancel. Some people may be wondering, we are saying 500 over 10. So we are canceling these zeros. That's what has happened here. So we're remaining with 50 times 0.8, all right? 50 times 0.8 is 40, right? So the estimated amount is 40 euros, right? Is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer, all right? So it is an underestimate because we rounded down the numbers, right? It is an underestimate because we rounded down the numbers. All right, number 6 says, here is a straight line L drawn on the grid. So this is a straight line L drawn on the grid, right? Find an equation for L. So to find an equation for L, first of all, we look at the point at which this line L is crossing the y-axis. You can see that it's crossing the y-axis at 3. So we call this as C. C is equal to 3, all right? Then next we find the gradient. How do you find the gradient of this line L? We look at the points at which this line L is crossing exactly on the corner of the square or the grid. So you can see that it's crossing exactly on this corner, here, also here, right? So to find the gradient, we are going to say gradient is m is equal to rise over run, all right? Rise is always in the y-axis. So we start with how many times are you moving from the point where the graph is crossing the grid exact on this corner to here, all right? So we're going to say how many times are we moving down? 1, 2, 3. What about in the x? For us to reach here where it's also crossing exactly on this point, 1, 2. So it should be the same throughout. Again, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the gradient is 3. We are moving 3 in the y-axis and then 2 in the x-axis. So to find the equation, we are going to use the slope-intercept form of an equation. So y is equal to mx plus c. All right, so we have y is equal to m is the gradient that we found, 3 over 2, then x, c, which is the y-intercept, is a positive one, so we're going to say plus 3. So this is the equation. So we just come and write it here. So y is equal to 3 over 2x plus 3. So this is the equation, and you would have earned yourself 3 marks. M is a different straight line with equation y is equal to 5x. B, write down the equation of a straight line parallel to M. All right, so you have to know that parallel lines have the same gradient. So meaning the equation of the line that is parallel to this equation here must start with y is equal to 5. So the gradient should be the same, 5x. So this part should be the same. Plus, let's say k, where k is any y coordinate. So it can be 1, 2, 3, and so on. All right. So if you write y is equal to 5x plus 1, this equation is going to be correct. This line is going to be parallel to that one. Even if you write y is equal to 5x plus 4, still this is going to be parallel to that. Even if you write y is equal to 5x minus 100, still this line is going to be parallel to that. So you have to know that parallel lines have the same gradient. What differs is the y-intercept. So you can write any of these here. So I'll just choose the first one. Y is equal to 5x plus 1. All right, thank you very much for watching. Now for me to continue with this paper or to continue with the Edexcel episodes, I need your encouragement. So if you would like me to continue with these episodes, just type continue in the comment section. I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.